What's going on, Spitfires? Welcome back to another episode of the Spitfire Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Lemunion, the Spitfire Coach, here with another episode to hopefully inspire, motivate you, light you up on your journey, whether it's in your personal life, your professional life, anything you're up to. If you are not already subscribed, this would be a great time to do it. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and you can check out over 250 episodes going all the way back to 2017 when I was just a little baby Spitfire on our website, spitfirecoach.com/episode. And as always, feel free to leave us a review. We want to know what you think and obviously hope they're positive. And send it to a friend if you feel so motivated to, if it inspires you. We want to keep lighting that fire in other people. Today, we are talking about what you do when you step in it. And I am speaking from personal experience. That's right, your girl stepped in it this week. And I'm not talking about dog waste. I am talking about relationship waste, relationship-based stepping in it. So this comes up a lot. You know, when I was doing a lot of conflict resolution and just overall communication strategies with leaders, it was like, you know, all of this apprehension and fear of like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to do these things. And inadvertently, what happens is like in this energy of trying to avoid things, we end up stepping in something else, or in our lack of taking action or being really clear and decisive, we end up harming people more than we intend to by either not telling people where they stand or not knowing where consequences are, or not telling them when they could do better or when they keep mucking up. Like, these things of like, I don't want to harm their feelings are actually like self-protection strategies that actually harm the relationship more. That's not what I did. I guess I have reading comprehension issues. My SATs would prove that. So I read a post from a friend and I thought it said one thing. And I'm like, oh, well, I feel like I should tell them like this is how I'm interpreting it. And maybe they should do things differently. And I was like, Lauren, like, don't do this. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I always tell people to do in my trainings, which is ask for permission to give feedback. And so I did. I said, hey, can I just share something and offer a suggestion? And they didn't actually say yes. I just went in and they're like, okay. And so I said, you know, I saw this thing and it sounds like, you know, you're back doing this thing but you're leading with this part. And so it makes me focus on this part and not this part. And this is really great. And you should really highlight this. And then they said, I never said that. I'm like, wait, what do you mean you didn't say it? I literally just read it. I'm like, am I hallucinating? And so then I keep going. And again, they say, I never said that. And so immediately I'm like, oh, your girl just stepped right in it. Like, here I am not taking my own advice that I give out, which is to ask for permission and wait until they say yes. And then I didn't use curious or clarifying questions. I just went into here's what I see and here's what I recommend. So even me, who teaches this, who knows better, went right into it. But here's what I did. I immediately said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I totally misread this. I did not read that at all. I read this and I interpreted it as something else because I got so excited that you were going to do a new thing. And that wasn't in fact what it was. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. And then I just let it be. I didn't try to explain or justify it. I was like, I'm sorry. I misinterpreted it and I shouldn't have done what I did. I should not have run my mouth. I shouldn't have told you how to live your life. I didn't tell them how to live their life. But I should not have just gone in full blast of like, here's how to fix things, when in fact, it wasn't even what it was. And when I see spelling errors on people's websites or things or like an issue, I'm like, hey, just wanted to bring this to your attention. I have no problem doing that. But here I was like, I'm going to be so helpful and I'm going to help them, you know, with their messaging. And I was like over eager beaver and it got the best of me. And then we had a good laugh about it. And I was like, you know what? I stepped right in it, but I'm going to own it because I don't want to track this into this relationship. I don't want to track this all over the house. And it does get the best of us. And it also is alive and well in the worst of us. So this is just to bring some attention to it, to bring some awareness to it, that when you do step in it, when you do misstep, when you do misinterpret things, when you do kind of go where you're not supposed to go, but you do it anyway, when you go against your better judgment, the best thing you can do is own it, is apologize. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. My apologies. And then just let it be. And then that person is either going to decide, yes, I forgive you, you're good, we're cool, or they're going to be like, you messed up and I'm not cool with this. And then it's up to them what they want to do with the relationship, because you did it. You did the thing. You just got to shut your mouth now. It's not about over-explaining. It's not about justifying. Keep your mouth shut and let the other person respond. And that's what I did. So I'm giving myself a pat on the back for it because I'm human. But I also am like, oh, I'm just going to let this be a little bit. I'm going to let this breathe, because I literally felt sick to my stomach seeing those 3 dots, and then they disappeared and then they came back. Because of course this is all by text message too, which, just makes it even worse. But how many times do we do this, or we don't say anything and then it just like turns into something else? And I've had this breakdown many, many relationships, and myself, I am guilty of it, because I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it. I just want it to go away. So here's how we move it forward. When we are made aware that we have stepped in it, when we have created either a conflict or something that has upset or violated a boundary of someone else, we need to just own it. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I didn't realize that. Or, you know what, that's my bad. I misread this, or I didn't realize that was an issue. Now that I do, like, not going to do that anymore. Like, my bad. Own it. Put it on the table. Because what that's going to do is it's going to take you out of the storytelling of trying to protect yourself and defend yourself and all those things. And I see so many leaders get themselves into bigger trouble because they're trying to defend their decision or what they said. And the thing about it is, in psychological safety, whenever I teach this out, intent does not matter. Outcome does. And so as soon as we are made aware that the outcome is not good, that it's harmful to another person, we have to stop that moment. We have to acknowledge it. We have to own it. Because as soon as we make it about us and it's not about the other person or about the outcome, we now have created a whole breakdown in trust, which can become even harder to try to rebuild later on. The second part is allowing the other person to respond. You do not need to go on an apology tour and talk for 17 minutes. It should be quick. If you can't say, I'm sorry, let's address this, or I really apologize, and then let it be, you have now taken it away from the other person. You've made it about you again. So it's not their responsibility to make you feel better. It is now your responsibility to take it, to sit there. If they're pissed, if they are mad, if they're upset and frustrated, you just need to be the space for them to communicate that. That's actually how you build psychological safety. You build more of that by being open to it. You know what? I disappointed you. You know what? I broke down trust. Let me have it. And shut your mouth. If you can do this as a leader, you will have such a strong team, because people now know, wow, that person can own it when they make a mistake. They can hear me and they can repair the relationship. But I could probably count on one hand how many times I've actually heard of people doing this. This takes such an evolved, like, self-awareness, doing inner work, where you now take your storyline out of it for other people. Because that's all this is about. Like, literally, when I was waiting for this person to respond to me, I had this pit in my stomach feeling of like, oh no, I really screwed up and they're going to be mad at me and blah, blah, blah. But I didn't respond. I just let them come back to me. And they said, it's all good. It's fine. And then we had a great laugh afterwards about, like, how this shows up in other people. And now it's a podcast episode. It's so great. But the reality is, a lot of us aren't doing this. We're not doing it in our personal relationships. We're definitely not doing it in professional relationships. And this, if you can make this pivot, if you can start owning it and leaving space, it is going to change the way that you communicate with people. It's going to change the way you feel at work, because if you're spending all of your energy trying to dodge and deflect and justify and rationalize and building up storylines, you are not present. You are not actively seeing other people and building consensus and collaborating and building new innovations. You are just in the, how do I maintain status quo and hope the least amount of people are upset with me? That is not effective management. That's not productivity either. And actually, like, most managers are spending 25 to 40% of their day dealing with interpersonal conflict. So here's the best way to do it. Model the change you want to see. If your team members are not communicating with each other, if they're doing this dodge deflection thing, model it. Hey, I'm going to own my part in this. Let's each own our space. And not every person's going to be able to access it. But the more that you can demonstrate it, the more it shows this is safe, this is okay to do it. And it has to start at the top. If you are in a place to set the tone, to set the culture, you need to continually reinforce this. Own it when you don't have the desired outcome. Own it when your intention does not match up with the outcome. It wasn't my intent. I really apologize. It's not like, oh, that wasn't my intention. It's like, and what else? It wasn't my intention to do that. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. What can we do going forward? Or I won't do that again. There has to be a change. There has to be a shift in the behavior, a change in doing something differently that then remedies it. Because otherwise, talk is cheap, words are wind, Jon Snow, and winter is coming. It's actually not, it's almost summer. But this is how we can move relationships forward. This is how we can own our stuff when we step in it. You don't even have to step in it. Like, just accountability for ourselves sets the tone for us to be accountable with other people and to hold other people accountable. But you got to talk what you preach. You got to put it forward. And so that's why I'm exposing. I stepped in it, y'all, and I feel much better that now we can move on and we can get things done. And hopefully you learned from my little faux pas and my resolution. Y'all keep being awesome. Leave us a review and check us out next time on the Spitfire Podcast.